So how much stuff do you own? Too much? Maybe you want more. Well, Jesus showed us that generosity is more important than your possessions. Jesus said, sell some stuff and give to the poor. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from a couple of places, and you can find these commands of Jesus every weekday at our Bible plan at bible.today.church. Today's reference is Luke 12, 33 through 34, and Acts 2, 45. We'll get to Acts in a minute, but when we start in Luke, let's jump up a couple of verses here, and we'll start with verse 29 in the New Living Translation, where Jesus said, "And don't be concerned about what to eat and what to drink. Don't worry about such things. These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers all over the world. But your Father already knows your needs. Seek the kingdom of God above all else, and He will give you everything you need. So don't be afraid, little flock, for it gives your Father great happiness to give you the kingdom." So that's the context. And then Jesus says in verse 33, "Sell your possessions and give to those in need. This will store up treasure for you in heaven. And the purses of heaven never get old or develop holes. Your treasure will be safe. No thief can steal it, and no moth can destroy it. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be." So the soundbite version of that, Jesus said, sell some stuff and give to the poor. This is a pretty tough statement. In fact, every time that this command comes back around in the rotation, I get convicted about it. And the question is, what's your focus? What is my focus? When Jesus was speaking to the rich young ruler in Matthew 19, Mark 10, and then in Luke 18, the rich young ruler had all of the rules down, but Jesus knew his heart. In fact, the Mark account of this interaction, it says that Jesus looked at this rich young ruler, and loved him. And he challenged him to sell his stuff, to give to the poor and follow him. But he went away sad because he had so much wealth. You see, choosing stuff over Jesus is not the way to happiness. What are we focused on? Where is our heart? Well, what we focus on is where our heart is. And sometimes we are focused more on our stuff. But it's not about our possessions. We need to declutter our hearts. Now, Jesus gave this not just as a hyperbole or a suggestion. It's actually a command. He said, sell your possessions. Now, how did the first Christians, the first disciples in Jerusalem, how did they respond? And what did they do? Well, we see them obeying this command in Acts 2:45. They sold their property and possessions and shared the money with those in need. Now, it's important to notice that they all didn't sell their homes. They weren't all homeless. They were selling extra property. They were selling extra possessions. Because they were meeting house to house, and so they didn't sell all of their homes. It's not about getting rid of everything that you have. It's about your heart and where your possessions and where your treasure really is. In Acts 5, Ananias and Sapphira, they sold a piece of property, and instead of giving all of it, as they said they were doing, they secretly held some back, and it ended up costing them their lives. You see, giving isn't about the amount, it's about your heart. And giving isn't something that you work into your budget. Giving is something that starts first. In 2 Samuel 24, David said that he would not give something that cost him nothing. And so our focus is not just on getting rid of everything. Our focus is on, what are we hanging on to? What do we possess? Where is our heart? And if we have too much, maybe it's time to do some inventory and to really be a living sacrifice. And as Jesus said, sell some stuff and give to the poor. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. And I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.